Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. I'm Susan. I'm your hostess, and I'm so glad that you're with me today. We are going to be showcasing some channels, hopefully, and we will have an open panel. So you're welcome to come up. If I recognize your channel, I do have to see your face in the basement in order to allow you to come on panel. And I'd like to welcome in Bad Stang. 20 Bad Stang and Deanna Grooms and Mississippi, Missouri Outlaw. I can't even talk today. Randy, we're glad you're here. So glad that you're here. And I hope that everybody has had a really good week so far. We had some windy weather come through our area yesterday, and we had some really bad storms come through along with it, but thankfully no damage to our property. My husband and I got out there and made sure that everything was secured outside. Our chickens were still in their coop, even though they had a little yard they could run in. They were in their coop, so we knew that they were safe. And the turkeys have a new home. Hey, Bad Stang, we're glad you're here. I'm so glad. Did anybody else get that bad weather that came through the Mid-South yesterday? Ooh-wee, I'm telling you, I have never heard winds like that. And they did say that they were expecting to have some tornadoes come through. I don't know if we had any tornadoes or not, but it sure was loud outside. Did you? Hopefully you didn't have any damage to your property. We were fortunate because we live right behind a state park, and we have a tree that is dying right at the end of our driveway that has already had limbs fall 2 times in the past. Thankfully, this time nothing fell. But when that happens, we have to get out there and clean it up. We can't get the park over here to take care of their tree. So that's just a part of living behind a state park. And I saw on Instagram a little while ago that Hilda DC was heading to the hospital, and I don't know any other information about her, but y'all be praying for her. She's a sweet lady, and we don't want anything bad happening. And I did get to see my grandsons. I was so excited. I got to see my 2 oldest grandsons this past weekend. And that was such a joy and a pleasure because they're almost, well, one of them is a young man now, and one of them's almost a young man. They're 19 and 17. So y'all can just imagine how excited I was to see them towering over me. It's been a while since I've seen them, and I got to see my son-in-law and my oldest daughter, and we had a great time, great little visit. And that was very nice. And I tell you, we need more family time. Okay, you had a bunch of limbs. Okay, Georgia pines, yeah. Yeah, those pine trees are soft wood, and they can splinter real easy. We have a lot of them over in the park behind us or in front of us that are the loblollies. They're the real tall trees. It just has a little greenery at the top. And we often see them damaged by storms. And thankfully, we have trees in our front yard that need to be taken down. We have Bradford pears and a sugar maple right in front of my window that all need to come down, and we're just trying to come up with the money to pay someone to come in and do it. And my husband goes out every year and he trims them up, but you just don't ever want those trees to fall on your house. Hey, Vanessa Kitty, welcome in. Welcome in. I'm so glad that you're here. Now, I do have, hey, Creating with Sherry Jones, welcome in. I do have the link to the chat pinned at the top if anybody would like to come up. you're more than welcome to. And of course, we want you to drop your links in the chat so that others can connect with you. The chat is really where it's all about. You know, I enjoy coming up here and talking with y'all and conversing and everything, but I want y'all to connect and grow. You know, that's the whole name of the game is we're going to connect and grow. Hey, Deanna. Yeah, we were 77 yesterday, and it's chilly outside this morning. It was 37 is burr, you know. And I want to make sure I got everybody's name written down. I do, and I just appreciate y'all being here. But y'all type the word hillbilly in the chat, and if 2 or more of y'all type it at the same time, give it a minute so Nightbot can pick you up. If he doesn't pick you up, then type it again. I'm late. Oh, Deanna's late. I think Deanna works, so I don't know if she's late or not. She was here earlier. But I'm just really excited about everybody coming in and visiting with me. Y'all keep me in prayer too, because I have a rash that started on my neck and my upper back and on the backs of my arms, and it is not going away. I've gone to the doctor twice. The first time I was given a steroid shot. The second time I was not given the shot, but I was given the steroid cream, and nothing seems to be helping. So they're going to send me to an allergy specialist. Now I have lupus, and I also had Covovo back in January, and I've had an ongoing rash somewhere on my body ever since I had that Covovo. So we don't know if this is long Covovo or if this is lupus related, but we're going to figure it out. And I need a little bit of prayer about that because it's really starting to bother me. It's itchy, and I'm not real pleased about that. So what have y'all been up to? Anything good going on in your neck of the woods? Thank you, Bad Stank, for dropping that word. I appreciate you doing that. And anybody new in here can connect with you. Vanessa Kitty is fairly new to my channel, I do believe, and we want to welcome her in and get to know her. Thank you, Deanna, for all the prayers going up. I do appreciate that. And Sherry, I appreciate your prayers as well. And y'all don't forget to pray for Hilda DC. She had a message on Instagram earlier today that she is heading to the hospital. So we don't know what's going on with her, but we always want to lift one another up in prayer. Bad Stank says just been working. Yeah. It seems like the work never goes away, does it? I have been so backed up on work around my little house and taking care of chickens and stuff. And I never get caught up, y'all. Never. And I just, I am thankful for the time I get to spend with you because it means I get to sit down for an hour or two and just relax. So that's a big help for me. Gives me a little break. But then I get up and I'm stiff and I have to get the stiffness out to get moving again. I want to remind you, because my pastor reminded me, that when faith moves in, fear moves out. Y'all hear me say it, faith over fear, all the time. But, with all the stuff that's going on in the world, we need to really, be working on our faith, really building up that faith in ourselves. And the best way to do that is to be in prayer daily and to be in God's word daily. We just really need to be doing that and getting as much as we can and get out of it. Hey, Carp, welcome in. I appreciate you coming in. That's Carp's Self-Reliance. If you would, type in the word hillbilly for me, and we can get your link and you can connect with some new folks, hopefully. And I'm just going to write down your channel name so I can remember to go and check it out sometime during this week. I did get through my lives for last week. I did not get through Tuesday's premiere, going to visit channels. But on Tuesday's premiere, I had forgot to put in my cornbread recipe and my dressing recipe. So I have put that in the description box below that video, and I hope that you will go over and watch it if you have not. It is a really good video. And I give you some good pointers, I think, on a gravy hack that I use. So I think you will like that. I'm glad to see y'all talking to one another, and I just hope that y'all will connect with each other and we can grow together. This channel is all about helping small channels to succeed, and there's so many things that we can learn from one another, and I'm still learning. I know most of y'all are learning, or maybe more knowledgeable than I am, but learning different things about how YouTube works and how we can accomplish the goals that we have set for ourselves. Okay. Yeah. Carp has got his original channel back, y'all. He had lost it, and he was able to have it restored. And so we're so thankful for that. And it sounds like that you are letting go of Carp's Homestead channel, and you're just going to go back with your original channel. Is that correct? Or you may want to just hold on to it and have it as a backup in case it happens again. Well, anyway, we'll find out. Oh, I really have not planned anything to talk about today. I know that we had a shooting somewhere at a school, and I didn't even catch where it was at or anything about that, but we need to be in prayer for those students and faculty at that specific school, and to remind our children that guns are not toys. I really and truly think that using weapons, excuse me, I'm starting to get froggy again, y'all. Children need to be taught the proper use of weapons. If your parents are going to have weapons in the home, they need to be taught the proper use for those weapons. Too many shootings have happened in the last 20 years or so, and probably longer than that, because I remember those happening when my children were in school, and they are grown women now. So, you know, there's just too much going on in this world that shouldn't be going on. Hey, Nora, the Stock Explorer. Welcome in. Welcome in. How are you doing today, my friend? I'm doing really good, other than having a rash that don't want to go away. I'm still dealing with something that's going on in my body, so y'all be praying about that. I've already mentioned it before, but just pray about that. And I mentioned earlier about Hilda DC. We need to be praying for her. She had left a message on Instagram that she was headed to the hospital. So I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure she's not going to be able to do her live. Anyway, I forgot what I was talking about. I'm having brain lag today. I'm dealing with this rash, and I'm having to take Benadryl. I'm having to take a high dose of Benadryl, trying to counteract whatever is going on in my body. And so I'm not all here today, y'all. I almost didn't do this live today because I am just not feeling up to snuff. Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that. They are taking care of her now in the hospital. Good. We will go by her channel later on and let her know that we're praying for her, or go by her Instagram and let her know that we're praying for her. I've already left her a message and told her, but it will help her tremendously to know that she's got a community of friends that care enough to pray. So y'all make sure you go by and let her know that you've prayed for her today. Let's see, what else can I talk about? We got the last of our garden in, and I have videos coming out next week. I think it's next week. We harvested some sweet potatoes. My husband's been out there cleaning up the garden area and taking down fence posts that we use and cattle panels and all that, and trying to get everything ready for next year. We're going to be doing some soil amending, and we moved the turkeys from a little bitty chicken pen that they were in to a condo now. They're in the grow out pen, and we still got to put nest boxes in there, but the three ladies seem to like it in there. They've got more room to move around, and we're hoping that will encourage the one that has some issues to get up and move around. And so they're really enjoying that. Of course, they're going to be protected from the elements, and we have the outside yard that we can close off and let them run loose in the pens with the chickens if we need to. And yesterday, we didn't let our chickens out of the coop. I mean, they were out of the coop, but they were not out of the outside yard. They couldn't get out into the grass and stuff to collect bugs and everything until after the storms went through. We try to protect them as much as possible. And the ducks, we need to get a couple more females because we have 3 drakes and they're picking on my 2 little female ducks, something fierce. We are always working on something around here with the animals, I'm telling you. Hey, quiet listener, welcome in. I'm writing down your name so I won't forget to go by and check out your channel later on. Please type in the word hillbilly and your link will be dropped and you can connect with other people in the chat. This channel, you know, I am all about helping other channels to grow. And I want anybody that wants to come up into the live stream with me is more than welcome to and be on panel. I think I pretty much know y'all. I just ask you to, abide by YouTube rules when you do come up. Hey, Bonnie, welcome in. Hey, Bonnie, I want you to send me your address. I have something for you. You can do it through my email, and it's on my About page. Yep, Faith and Feathers is in the house. We're trying to get everything ready, for winter around here. My husband's gone around and closed all the vents on our little home. Quiet Listener says, sounds wonderful working with animals. Put that up on screen. Yet they all would be my pets because I don't eat warm-blooded animals. Wait, buddy, I said, I understand anybody that chooses to do that. We eat what we raise. Oh, Randy, you know what? I feel for you, buddy, because I've been there with the weight, the weight issue's been part of my my life, most of my adult years. And the thing that I found that's worked the best for me is eating a low carb diet. Low carbs, low glycemic index, cutting out the potatoes, the rice, the white sugar, the breads, things like that, pasta, and learning what works for me. And I hope that you will get on the ball and think about yourself. You can do this, and I believe you can do this. I'm still working on it. I've lost approximately 70 pounds, y'all, over the course of the last 3 or 4 years. So you can do this. And I still got a ways to go. I mean, I'm not near my goal, but, I have a lot of autoimmune problems and diabetes and all, now I'm beginning to have heart issues. So I want to be healthy for as long as I can because I love my grandkids and I want to see them. I want to see them grow up. And Deanna said the sender found her missing package and it's still at the post office. Well, Deanna, you need to go get that package. I'm glad it was found, though. Praise the Lord for that. She sent me a message earlier, y'all, letting me know that her package had been found. The Postal Service is always doing stuff. They do lose packages. And quiet listener, I don't know why your comment had to be approved. I really don't, because there's nothing wrong with it. Friday nights, you do a show and tell, or if people want to, they can do their unboxing on my channel. That's awesome. What time do you do that on Fridays? And they play, on Sunday nights, they play, read stories and play the flute. Hey, Corky, at Corky's Tea Time. Welcome in. I'm glad you're here, Miss Corky. I love Miss Corky. She's a sweet, sweet lady. Quiet listener, what time do you do these, do the unboxings and the chatting and all that? It's Pacific time, but you got an Anderson in there. 7? Okay, 7 p.m. Pacific time, y'all. So we want to make sure that we try to support Quiet Listener on their channel when they do that. And I'll try to remember, I'm going to write a note by your name, 7 p.m. Pacific. And that's Friday night and Sunday night. Okay. I've got it written down, so maybe I'll be there. I'll try. I can't guarantee anything anymore because our life is so chaotic from time to time. Yes, Miss Corky, you made it. Yay. I'm so glad that you're here. And anybody that wants to come up on panel, please come on up. I will drop the link and you can come on up. Yes, Miss Corky, I do love you. I really do. What? Y'all, that was a code word for something. I'm sorry. Oh, Lordy. Miss Corky needs subscribers, and so does Faith and Feathers, y'all. So make sure that you're dropping your links. Use the word hillbilly and drop your links so that they can connect with you and you can connect with them. Dancing in Miss Susan's live chat. Welcome in, Bonnie. You're so sweet. I love you. I really do. Small Homestead, welcome in. Well, I know they were there. There it is. Okay. Yeah, Corky, I'm having a time with this autoimmune stuff and I am sick of it. Just sick of it. And I stopped going to my endocrinologist, y'all. Um, a few months ago, I went in to my endocrinologist and they wanted to force that thing on me. And they were upset because I hadn't done that. And he held my consultation out in the open. And I haven't been back since because he violated the HIPAA laws by doing that and a lot of other laws too. But I just felt so humiliated that a doctor would stoop that low to humiliate a patient in front of everyone else. And I won't go back. And I have refused to go to a couple of other different places because they were trying to force this and this on me. And I cannot take this, and I can't wear this because I have lung issues. So, hey, Tarsha, welcome in. I'm writing down your name, honey. I've dropped the link, and if you want to come in, hey, Wellness by Miami. Anybody want to come up and talk? You're more than welcome to. Oh, I see Quiet Listener. Hang on, y'all.
Hello, I just figured I'd put a face to the name.
Well, I appreciate you doing that. I love your background, honey. I use that on some of my videos.
I'm trying to get out of the way.
There you go. Corky says she celebrated her 10-year anniversary, liver and kidney failure, all autoimmune. I'm so sorry, baby. I know it's hard. It really is. Yeah, these doctors, they've gotten so caught up and they're getting paid to try to force that on you. So, y'all stand firm on what you believe and what you know your body can handle. And now, Quiet Listener, tell me about your channel.
Just started it off, so I'm at 183 last time I checked. I did have a channel prior, but I got hacked here on YouTube. Well, actually, a different channel got hacked, and they used that channel to take my channel down by getting me a bunch of strikes on my channel.
Oh my goodness.
And so I had 1,058 subscribers on that channel, 2,485 watch hours. So I was this close. But so I had to start all over. But now my channel is solely show and tell on Fridays. That's where everybody, it's common sense. Show and tell is like when we were in kindergarten, we had a favorite toy and we brought it to class and showed what it was and told where it came from and how we acquired it, but more for grown-ups.
Yeah.
And what made me decide to do that day that way is because one night I was doing a live, and at the time I was doing my storytelling and my flute playing, and then I do open chat. And a gentleman came up and he started showing his crystals and his stones and his collection and telling what those were. And it just gave me that idea. I thought a lot of people, and the chat seemed to enjoy it. They was chiming in on it and all of that. So I thought, oh, okay, that sounds like a good idea right there. Everybody likes to show their stuff and everybody else likes to ooh and ah over it. So that's what I do on Fridays. But on Sunday nights, I don't interact with the chat so much because it's focused on a fireplace, and then I read Native American short stories, myths and legends, and I play the Native American flute. I have 3 of them that I play. So that's what I do on Sundays.
Mm. Sounds like you're a pretty busy lady. I want to welcome in a couple of people. We'll go back to you in just a second. Rudy, we welcome you in, and Papa's Kitchen's in the house, and they're already talking about candy corn and oatmeal cream pies and all kinds of good stuff in chat. I'm telling you.
Yeah. I don't celebrate any holidays except for Easter and Christmas myself. And I don't celebrate them the traditional way. You know, I don't want to.
You do what you do. You do what you do and what you do for yourself.
Right.
That makes you feel good.
But I don't think anybody's bad for what they do. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's just personal choice. You know.
I don't think, I don't celebrate Halloween, but I don't have any little kids anymore either, but I will go. Our church does a fall festival, and I have in past years gone to help with that. But, I don't have kids coming to my house. I live out in the middle of the sticks. I see somebody.
He's not mine. He's just a loner on weekdays from like 8 o'clock in the morning until 6 o'clock in the evening. He's a loner. This is my great nephew. And so I got a lot of little great nephews and nieces. And you want to tell them your name?
I'm Mateo.
How old are
you? He's a Matthew. How about that?
5.
So
5?
You're that many.
Oh, wow. Somebody was asking in chat who you were, and I just told them in chat, this is Quiet Listener. And I don't know your name, and if you want to give me your name.
Victoria May.
Victoria May. Where are you at?
I gotta show her this.
Mateo.
I gotta show her.
It's okay. We'll play with you.
He is adorable. We enjoy enjoy having children come on. Somebody said, pinch that cheek.
He's a camera hound. Usually I can't come up on a panel without him wanting to be in there.
That's all right.
When I think he'll have his own YouTube channel one day. Hey, Mateo, stop that.
Children are so fun, I tell you.
He's pestering my little dog. Come here, Tico. I have 2 small dogs. One's a Chihuahua mix, and this is my 16-plus-year-old Chorky.
Oh,
so
that is so sweet. I love that you have fur babies too.
Yep, I love animals, and around here they call me the dog whisperer because there doesn't seem to be a dog I can't just walk right up to at the astonishment of their owners at times.
Oh yeah. Welcome in Cottonwood Ranch. We're glad you're here. I think you have your YouTube on because I'm hearing feedback.
Hold on, let me
see if you got a tab up for YouTube.
Let me see if closing it will help. Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did have it up there. I just had it muted.
Well, I'm so glad to meet you, and I hope to see more of you. I'm going to try to get over to your channel and really check you out, and try to be there and support you as much as possible. I see Let's Try Gardening has walked into the house. I'm so glad that you're here.
Well, it was nice to meet you too, and I've been here a few times, but as my channel name, I'm Quiet Listener. So a lot of times I just sit back and listen and don't have a lot to say. So.
That's okay. Sometimes I get up here and I have nothing to say, and I just babble on and on and on till we hit on something. I see Garden State Gardeners in the house. I'm so glad. I'm so glad y'all are here. Go ahead, hon.
Oh, I was just stating, I know that name, Garden State Gardeners and Papaw.
Yeah. Y'all type in the word hillbilly And Wellness with Miami, you need to put a Y on the end of it.
And Fanatic Connecting Guru.
Yeah.
I'm also friends with him.
Yeah, he's got a great channel. I love watching him too.
Yes, he's got a very personable manner about him.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for letting me come up and let you know who I am.
I really appreciate you coming in, and I do love that background. I'm telling you, you've got it right on the money there. The lion and the lamb.
Yep. All right. God bless.
God bless. Well, that was really sweet of you, quiet listener. Make sure that you drop your link in the chat box and type in the word Hillbillies so everybody can connect with you. If anybody wants to come up, you're more than welcome to. I'm going to drop my link again, and we can continue on talking. But these autoimmune things, I'm telling you, y'all, we are just getting into all kinds of issues here. And my oldest daughter is not even 40 yet and had to have veins stripped out of her leg yesterday. She's got to have both of them done. And she made it through the first surgery fine. We're thankful for that, but it's all from this autoimmune stuff. And unfortunately, they've inherited everything that I have plus. So, it's beginning to really hit me hard that we have been being attacked from within this nation. And unfortunately, a lot of it is coming from the medical community, the pharmaceuticals, and so forth. Well, hello, Jen and Steve. Welcome in. And the Bud Files, we're glad you're here. I'm going to write your names down before I forget. And the Fanatic Connecting Guru, we appreciate you being here also. I'm slow at writing sometimes, y'all. Yeah, lupus is not my friend. Hypothyroidism, yeah, it's all bad stuff. And Corky, we share that. But I'm trying to change things in my diet. I am getting away from anything processed. We avoid the stores like crazy now. We go to the Amish community a lot because we know that their produce is organically grown. So we're all, I'm trying to find ways to get around this. And if you have any allergies to foods, think about this. First thing my doctor told me was, well, have you eaten anything new? Have you, what kind of soaps are you using? You changed your soaps, for the rash. And I'm like, no, I haven't changed anything. This has been ongoing since the end of January. Yeah, lymphedema is not your friend. Fanatic Connecting Guru. Yes, autoimmune is genetic. They have done something to cause all these autoimmune disorders to come up. And I don't know exactly what it is. I can't put my finger, just on a specific dot because there's so many dots out there and there's so many things that they're doing. It's environmental. It's in our food. It's in the air we breathe. Hey, Missy. Missy's channel. Missy, would you like to come up on panel? Yeah, there's a lot of chemicals being sprayed in the air, small homesteader. It's just, it amazes me. And I've dropped the link once more to come up on panel. If anybody wants to come up, you're more than welcome to. But we got to figure out how to get our bodies to respond the way it's supposed to respond. Cottonwood Ranch, welcome in, welcome in. It's called bioaccumulation, and they have been we've been poisoning ourselves for years, and now we're sick. It's not genetic. Well, some of it is, and some of it isn't. I had my DNA done a few years ago to find out, to try to help my doctors basically figure out what's going on. So some of the autoimmune stuff is genetic, some of it isn't. And I can tell you that from the DNA. The lupus was caused by me taking an biologic for my ankylosing spondylitis. And the reason I know that is because they immediately stopped the medication. Thank you for coming in, Sherry. I appreciate you coming in. Oh, okay. Thank you, Sherry. Bonnie said she kicked herself out of chat again. But autoimmune is, diabetes has been around for a long time. We have diabetes in our family. I have type 1 and type 2 diabetes in my family. And I know this because I have an aunt on my mother's side, and I have a cousin on my dad's side. Both have type 1 diabetes, and then other cousins have type 2 diabetes. Corky said, I did the flat belly diet and walked 1 mile a day. And in 9 months, I lost 100 pounds. Wow, that's amazing. That is truly amazing. Congratulations on that one. But I do know that certain things, in our diet can trigger things. So I have to be careful what I eat now. Like I have a fast clotting blood disorder. So I have to avoid anything that's rich in vitamin K, like all your leafy green vegetables, cabbage, things like that. I have to be real careful with. And I love my turnip greens, y'all, and I love cabbage, but they don't like me. Thank you, Wellness by Miami. I appreciate that. And chat's going really quick right now, so I'm trying to catch up. I can't speak for others. Mine is not hereditary. Well, the thing of it was, when all this stuff started hitting me, I wasn't finding links to it. I didn't know where I got the ankylosing spondylitis from. First, they told me it was MS. Well, it wasn't MS. The doctor lied. He was out for a paycheck. And it was ankylosing spondylitis, and that is a type of arthritis that attacks the joints in your body, and it's not fun. Nobody in the family had it, didn't know where it came from. I realized where it came from when I was looking through some old photographs with a cousin of mine, and my grandfather on my mother's side was stooped over and had that hump on his back, and I realized it probably came through him. But lupus is nowhere in the family. But my lupus came from a drug, and that was introduced to me. And I actually had a reaction to that drug immediately and went to the hospital, and they're arguing with me that it wasn't from the drug, the reaction that I was having, because they didn't know anything about the drug. It was a new drug on the market. See, Tarsha, no one in my family has autoimmune but me. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, my daughters started getting sick, and they were actually finding out answers before I did. And I ended up in the hospital 2 or 3 times. And within a 3-month span, I almost died 3 times. You know, had no clue what was going on. The doctors didn't know what was going on. And I was getting misdiagnosed. Corky says, I'm the only one in the history of my family that has autoimmune. They all died of heart attack. Yep. My I know a lot about my family medical history. My dad's mother had heart disease, and she had it for a long time. But she also lived into her mid-90s. And that was basically the only thing she had wrong with her. And now years ago, if you were a diabetic, and they really didn't know much about diabetes way back when. And hey, Missy, make sure you turn off the YouTube. Had wrong with her.
Turn off what?
And now turn off your YouTube. If you were a diabetic, and they really didn't know,
okay.
You're getting feedback. There you go. Anyway, years ago, if you were a diabetic, you would get shakes. You'd go eat a handful of crackers or a piece of bread or something, and the shakes would go away, and nobody knew what it was. Well, now they know what it is. And I'm going to hand this over to Missy here in a second.
What?
And let her talk about her channel. But I want to welcome in CNC Farm. I'm glad you're in the house. And I hope I didn't miss anybody else.
I don't want that too high up. Sorry, I'm trying to adjust my camera.
That's all right. And Tarsha, if you would you email me your address? I have something I want to send to you. And I noticed that you didn't have.
I don't want to be here by myself.
You're not going to be on here by yourself. You're going to be talking with me, but I want everybody to know who you are and what your channel's about.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm having allergies.
I know, I've got them too. I'm horsey. Got that frog in my throat.
Yeah. To post Pester Missy for a slipper socks tutorial. Okay, I haven't done booties in a long time, but I will do that since you requested that. I will do a slippers tutorial. I just did the palm tutorial today. Somebody had requested, so I literally am. Oh my gosh! I just closed my YouTube, so I think I did that one through my phone, so it should be okay. But yeah, so I just uploaded that one today. The make a palm for a hat.
Yeah.
That tutorial with a palm maker. So, anyways, but anyways, I just feel like all the crafty people are probably more experienced than me, so I don't know like what people want. So if you have requests for specific type of items, just let me know, because I do want to have part of my channel dedicated to just doing tutorials. So, but I'm like a Walmart channel. I have a little bit of everything. I do. I have gaming. I mean, I have pets and animals, playing with dogs, random vlogs. I have series. I have like the Amazing Facts Did You Know series. I have a Bible playing, like I read books of the Bible. So I have that playlist where it's just many books of the Bible being read. Let's see, what else? Gamer. I'm a gamer, so I don't play violent games, but I do. I love playing games on the weekend, and so then I'll record a bunch, and then I'll release them during the week. And I have giveaways. I do giveaways regularly, and so currently I have some Robux from my Robloxians giveaway that's this Sunday at 7, and I haven't officially made the announcement except for in one of my videos. If you haven't seen it yet, the debit card, there's a $20 debit card and a $10 Walmart card giveaway, and that's going to be November 2nd at 7, and I'll try to have it uploaded in time. And to participate in the debit card giveaway, you get 10 extra entries, and then you can earn up to 100 extra entries, just basically commenting clue words in the videos. It has clue words on the video. And then the retail gift card I do with secret giveaway. So I'll just randomly put secret giveaway words in videos, and when you hear them, you just comment, and all the comments on those clue words and secret giveaway words are all held for review, so nobody sees them. And then on the day of the giveaway, I just go into my, comments for review and just count them up, tally them up, and then do the drawing. So that's pretty much I guess the gist of my channel, other than I have random stuff. I'm a big playlist person. So I have craft playlists. I have there's videos of tutorials. I try to pick the best quality tutorials that I use myself, and they may be older tutorials. And once a video becomes old, you don't really see it in the search box. Let's say you want to search how to make socks. All you're going to see are the most recent ones, So I have a lot of older videos, and I try to go to channels, and I'll go to their older videos when they first started, and I will pull out all those old videos and put them in that craft playlist so that there's easy access to craft tutorials. And so knitting, crochet, art, photography, and of course, pour painting. I do have a pour painting playlist, and I haven't done it in a while, but I like this painting back here. It's one of them I did. So, but I have bigger ones. I did a short video on mine yesterday. So if you like to watch pour painting, want to learn about that, I'll be doing some more of that soon. So, so if anybody has any questions, you can ask me.
Yeah.
I'm a Desert Storm veteran, so I do have some veteran issues videos also. So I really don't try to get into politics and stuff, but sometimes with veteran issues, it does have a little bit of that tone in it, because what can we say? The politicians control the care of the veterans, Anyways, so that's pretty much me in a nutshell.
Yeah. A quiet listener was talking about all the autoimmune stuff that's going on with them, and you have back issues and had several surgeries, and Missy had her monetization, then lost it because she had so many surgeries.
Yeah.
Y'all, so if you would, make sure you go by Missy's channel and check it out. And Missy, when you get off panel, make sure you drop your link by typing in the word hillbilly, so that everybody can go check out your channel. This is how we connect and grow.
Oh, okay. So do I comment in here?
No.
Oh.
Well, yeah, on my chat in the live.
Oh, I can do that on my phone, right?
Yeah, you can do that on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had 7 surgeries in like 3.5 years, so I kind of left YouTube. And so when I came back in July, I had no watch time. I'm just over 500, like 530 some watch time hours, and that's all I have.
Oh my goodness! And I'm trying to get to your Bible list, your audio Bible list, because I love listening. But I've had, I go through all these people that come to my lives every week, and I make sure that I go and visit their channels. So I try to get you in as much as I can in between.
Oh, well, I'm hope that, as my visibility goes up, I'm hoping that, like church people and stuff will, use the Bible playlist. But I'm trying to get a gamer network going too, because that is definitely an ad revenue type of thing here on YouTube. They currently, all of my Roblox videos have ads on them, and like underneath the video. So once I do get monetized, I will have a steady stream of that, because it is one thing on YouTube that is a big revenue making thing, and I enjoy it, so why not?
Right.
So
Garden State Gardner just shared that their 12-year-old has cancer and autoimmune for the past 3 years. We're going to be putting them in our prayer list, because I truly believe in the power of prayer, and I do hope and pray that he or she gets well and has no more problems.
I'd like to share a miracle that happened, and it might have to do with autoimmune. I have a condition called mesenteric paniculitis. It's kind of rare. There's only like 500 people on the earth that have it. I don't think that's desert storm related, but it's basically, your mesentery is like your filter organ of your body, and it's kind of acts like lupus. Like it'll just raise up and attack your body. Like I almost died once in 2013. I had fluid around all my organs and my heart. I was in, heart failure, renal failure, and I had ascites, and I'd had kidney stones, and so I think that had triggered, and I didn't know I had that condition. That's when they found it through the CAT scans. But so it was back, this was some of the surgeries that I was going through when I had, wasn't uploading on YouTube. I had a mass that was growing really quickly. And so I'd seen this female cancer doctor, and he had gone in and he didn't have the right equipment. When he went in through the belly to look, he said, well, I can't remove this equipment. So I'm going to close her up and I'm going to do a surgery in another hospital. But when he was in there, he took a picture of what he saw and he showed me, and there was a mass like on another part of my organ. So I had to go to another surgeon for that. And so before I went and had that surgery, this was October 31st, 2019. I had gone to Arkansas with my friends, my Christian friends, and to see the Great Passion Play and Eureka Springs. And so we stayed at this really nice B&B. And this guy, the couple that run the B&B, it was like this big, huge, beautiful house with this lake view and stuff. And he was a minister, and he laid hands on me and he prayed over me. And he says, now you let me know what happens with the surgery. So I went in and had the surgery on October 31st. And before we went in, I was like, I didn't know what was going to happen. I was like, I'm going to let him take my organs. We're going to talk about that. So I said, well, you go in there. If there's an issue where you might have to take my organs, I said, don't do it. I'm not giving permission. Just go in there and do whatever. I want to talk about that before, because we didn't know what was going on. So, but and it was gross. It was oh my gosh, I had the picture of it. It was just nasty. And so anyways, when he went in there, I woke up and he said it was gone. The mass was just gone.
Wow.
It was just gone.
You're the second person that I've ever heard this happen to. We had a deacon and his wife years ago shared a testimony with us at church, and she was a young bride, and she had cancer, and she had a tumor, and they were going to go in and take everything out. And her husband said they prayed for her before she went down to surgery, and he went down to the cafeteria, and he said God's peace just flowed over him. Wow. from top of his head to the soles of his feet. And within an hour, he got a call from the nurse's station to come back to the room. And he's like, why am I coming back to the room this quick? And they said they decided to do another scan of her. And when they scanned her again, the tumor was completely gone. Amen. And that is a God thing. I don't care how anybody looks at it. That's a God thing.
I have seen miracles in my life. I've had miracles happen to me. I prayed over someone a miracle.
Well, I think she froze up for a moment, so hopefully she'll come back. Punch that cancer in the face. Amen to that. And there was another story of a man at my church. When he was a child, he had a growth on the side of his face up here around the temple that was cancer. And they went and prayed for him before surgery, and they went to take him into surgery, and the doctors did another scan, and that tumor disappeared on its own.
Praise
it was God. So, God is still healing, in this day and age. He's still healing. We just have to have faith to believe that.
I think the biggest miracle that I ever got to witness was this lady. She had 100%. I have to take this call, guys. I'm sorry. It's
okay. All you got to do is hit the mute button on the. Yeah, there you go.
Hey, hello?
Hey, yeah, it is your doctor.
I muted her mic for her so she can take her phone call. And when she comes back, I'll put her back on there. We'll get back to Missy in just a moment. But the Big Ten Network did a video on him, and he has been in all the papers in New Jersey and New York. Things have changed since the video. I can post a link of the video if you want. Yes, you can do that on your page or send it to me an email. I would really like to see that. But miracles happen every day. I know that when I threw blood clots started in my legs, and I threw it through my heart and into my lungs. And I'm laying there on that table waiting for the doctor to insert an IVC filter, and I was fully awake. I was freezing because that room was so cold. And a little nurse was dressed in white from head to toe. And it was odd to me because she had on the little white cap that they used to wear. And I asked her, "Can you pray for me?" And she walked around the doctors all the way around the table to the other side and held my left hand and was praying with me. And the doctor finished up and I was wheeled back to the room. And when I got back in the room and the doctor came up, I asked him who the nurse was that was dressed all in white. And he said, "What nurse?" So it was at that point that I knew that that was an angel ministering to me at that point. And, you know, I'll never forget that as long as I live, that God sent an angel in the moment that I needed to be comforted. And that angel was praying for me. So y'all don't ever doubt what miracles that God can do. And every time I do one of these lives, y'all, I ask God to lead the conversation, to bring on the guest up on panel that need to come up on panel. And, you know, and I pray that everybody that comes in here will be blessed when they leave. Corky says, "I know God is walking with me because I never was told to make final arrangements." Amen to that. And, you know, I used to fear death. I have no fear of death anymore. I really don't. You know, when I went through the Cavovo with pneumonia, and my family was fighting with me to go to the hospital, and I'm like, look, I'm not going to fear what man can do to me. And it goes back to what I said at the very beginning of this live. When faith moves in, fear moves out. When faith moves in, fear moves out. And that's a God thing. It's faith over fear. And, you know, as a Christian, and, you know, I've been a Christian since I was a child. I was probably about 7 or 8 years old when I was saved. I ran down the aisle. I didn't walk. Yes, I ran in church, and it was a very big church. And I was so happy to have Jesus in my heart, you know, and know that there wasn't anything I could do wrong that he wouldn't forgive me for. And he's been with me every day ever since. And so, yeah, we can complain about all the things going on. You know, I have issues like this rash that just not want to go away. And I can deal with it. I can live with it. But Jesus, and Faith and Feathers said it, Jesus is your friend. Yeah, and there are angels around us every day. I can tell you stories, y'all, about riding down a road in a blizzard in New York State, going around a curve on a side of a mountain, and a big buck stood out in the middle of the road and was blinded because my headlights were shining. And I turned my headlights off, and my car started spinning, and I spun going down around that curve on the road and never went off the road. And I believe angels were guiding the car, you know, and the deer just lumbered off, you know. I can tell you stories. I know in my heart that God is real and that he cares for us. And there's no doubt about it. Well, hello, Warm Strong Adventures. Welcome in. Welcome in. I'm so glad that you're here. And I guess Missy's still on the phone, but she'll be back here in a moment. And there are just things that God is doing in each of our lives. And I know that each one of you have testimonies. And if you're a Christian, you can share those testimonies without fear because God has given you that testimony. And we don't have to do anything more than to share it. And he will do the rest. I really and truly, you know, I can tell you when I was 13 years old, I had the Asian flu and was given the wrong medication, or a combination of medications that worked against each other by accident. And I went into severe convulsions from that. And every muscle in my body was so tensed up, I could hardly even speak. I was trying to get the words out. And finally, my dad picked me up and carried me to the hospital. And my mother was standing there praying over me, and she was praying out loud, which she rarely did. And she said, God, take me, don't take my daughter. And at that point, I came back into my body. I was being drawn to the white light, and I knew that I was with Jesus at that point. And I heard a voice saying, it's not your time. And instantly I was back in my body. But within a few months, my mother had to have surgery on her brain, and she had water on her brain. And I've shared this with y'all before, I'm pretty sure. She didn't come out of that surgery recognizing anybody in the family. God honored her prayer that day. And I truly believe that. I truly believe my mother sacrificed herself for me at that point in time. And it was a hard thing to go through. Quiet Listener says, Jesus came over me in church at 8-7. I started crying and could not stop because I was so overcome with his presence. Yes, absolutely. And Garden State Garner says, thank you, everyone, for all the prayers. They work and miracles happen. If anyone wants to check it out after the show, type in Joseph Kozlowski. It's about CHOP and what it means for my son and Rutgers. Yes, y'all do that. Y'all go by and check that out. Quiet Listener says, I was baptized in church at 14. That's awesome. You know, I don't remember the day. I remember approximately how old I was. I never received a baptism certificate, or if we did, I never saw it. My parents never let me see it. But I know that I was saved. I have no doubt in my mind, you know, and I can feel God's presence with me every single day. So, y'all, if you don't know Jesus, today is the day to know him. Because I'm telling you, he changes your life, and he changes it for the better. And yes, I still go through things in my life. All these things have happened to me. But you know what? It didn't weaken my faith in God. It strengthened my faith in God. Bonnie says, I was a latecomer. I thought I was so smart. The Lord knocked me to my knees with a blast of his love onto a slate floor in my kitchen. I cried for a week. So sad I had been so mean to him for so long. Absolutely, Bonnie. And thank God you're saved. Thank God. You know, when you utter the words, Jesus saved me, the angels start rejoicing. Can you imagine what heaven sounds like when the angels start rejoicing over one sinner being saved? And I'm just so thankful every single day. And Andy, welcome in. I'm glad you're here. Y'all be dropping your links. I'm going to get off this for a minute. Be dropping your links. The word is hillbilly. Type it in the chat box. Jen and Steve says, in this world you will have trouble, but I will give you my peace, that where I am, you may also be. Jesus, absolutely. And you know, the words comfort us. The words of God comfort us. The words of Jesus, the words written in red, comfort us. Everything that God wrote in his book from beginning to end tells us the story of his love for us. But it also tells us what a sinful world we were born into, and that our own sins match the sins of those in the Bible. You know, and we can learn so much from that. not quoted exactly from the Bible, but from an old Rich Mullins song. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It was still there. The truth of the word was still there. Thank you, Corky. Yes, a mother's love is pure love. And I have another story about my mother, y'all, that my mother, I was a change of life baby. My mother was 39 when she had me. And I was 4 years old, and she told my father in front of me that she didn't want me. And, that stuck with me for the longest time. And I still fight battles with that statement, because I was about 4 years old. But when I was 13, my mother was there for me 100%. And I knew how much she loved me. And, we all make mistakes. We all say the wrong things at the wrong time. And God can turn that into something good if we allow him to. And I've seen him use some of the most awful people to do his purpose. So never give up on trying to do something for the Lord, and always be a willing instrument for him. I'm going to go down here and see. Bonnie said, "Hey, moms, y'all got unsaved kids? Post the names. Hubby and I pray every night for unsaved kids."
Can you hear me? Okay. Sorry about that. My doctor, I had an appointment today at 2, a phone call. So that worked out really good. I'm so glad. Thank you, Lord. She's going to send me to the surgeon that might order the specific nerve test I need for my upper back. So I'm facing another surgery on my neck.
Oh, no. Well, we're going to keep praying for you.
I don't hear anybody. Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, I had my thing muted. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Andy says he's trying to get 4,000 subs, everyone. So if y'all would go over and visit Andy's page, like and subscribe to him. Andy, drop your link by typing in the word hillbilly again. And
let me do that real quick. I'm trying to get
it's Ace FLA1 is his channel name.
Okay, so I'm going to your channel. Okay, I'm clicking on your live thingamajingy. Live open panel. That's so cute. It's like the little Gumby character. I like that. Okay, so what do I type now? ACEFLO.
Yeah, in the chat it's hillbilly. HILL. Yeah, Billy.
Okay, and that's going to bring down my link. And I'm going to go up through here and click on all these links for everybody. I'll stick. Hey, hang on a second. I like to say it with some drama. I'm going to say it with some drama. I'm throwing yarn.
Thank you, Garden State Gardener, for coming in. And thank you for the prayers, and hugs to you too, my friend. You got somebody out here praying for your puppy.
Oh, thank you. Oh, let me do an update on my honey bunny. So I think she stabilized on her medicine. I got her back down to 3, because the really high dose, but it's kind of going up and down. But, she's definitely better. So thank you all so much for the prayers. And I really appreciate that so much. And she knows I'm talking about her. The other day, I was playing this game, and it was a honeybee game. It was a bee where you make honey, and I kept talking about the honey because I was doing a recording, and she was sitting next to me, and she was just looking at me like, "What is wrong with you? You keep saying my name."
Isn't she pretty? Oh my goodness!
Girl. She's just my baby girl. She's like, why are you waking me up?
What's going on, Missy?
My stalker is blocking my driveway again.
Oh boy.
He did that yesterday. He's just having a fit. So please pray for my stalker, that the Lord Jesus will enter his heart and remove the hate from it, because, he's really lucky that the law enforcement is just crooked, because he just keeps breaking. He's banned from my rental property. He's banned from my property. He's been told many times, don't block my driveway. But he stalks me. It's just crazy. I don't want to get into all that, but I have a stalker, and he just does crazy stuff. He was on my property one night on CCTV camera wearing a headlamp at 4 a.m. I have a survey stick on one side of the tree, and he's on this side of the tree on my land, looking for me and just stalking my land, with the headlamp, just spotlighting my stuff, just crazy stuff, and it's just Satan, it's just the devil. But,
Absolutely. And I'm glad you said pray for them.
right.
I think one of us has a YouTube on again. Are you on YouTube again?
Huh?
I'm picking up feed. Anyway, I had a stalker and I didn't tell anybody on my channel what it was about. And
Oh yeah, I remember seeing something about that.
But it is a friend that I've had for 53 years that has decided that they're going to be my frenemy now.
Oh no, I thought it was just like a random person.
No, this is and this person lives less than 5 miles from my house.
Well,
so
what
I am praying for them. Is all I got to say. Mental issues are something that's going on.
There's always mental issues, in my opinion, when it comes with stalking.
Yeah,
that's just and demons. This person has got an absolute just raging demon. Just like his whole purpose is just to try to just hate. You just feel the presence of hatred coming off of them. And so, anyways, it's sad though when people do stuff like that. But darn, though, that's awful, though, when it was somebody that's your friend. That's different. Yeah. That's a whole different ballgame.
I see. I'm going to interrupt you for just a second. I see Drunken Chef Barbecue and Carrie Porter, my happy craft place in the house. Welcome in. Welcome in. I'm so glad that you're here.
Okay, come on, honey. You go potty? Come on, baby.
Yeah. I have found as being a Christian that I don't have to leave my home sometimes for the enemy to show up at my doorstep. So we just kind of roll with the punches on that one. But I also know that God is my protector.
That's right.
And he will avenge me. And I don't have to do a thing other than pray. And we are called to pray for everyone.
That's right. Because he says it's easy to pray for those that love you, right?
Yeah, it's real easy to pray for the ones you love. It's real easy to forgive people that you love, but it is not easy to forgive somebody that doesn't love you and you don't love them.
Yeah. And
Tarsha said she's had lots and lots of stalkers.
Really?
Yes. And she's a pretty lady too, so
Wow.
Sometimes when you're pretty like that, people are just drawn to you and they will do anything and everything. We knew a woman, I didn't know her personally. She was a school teacher and her husband and her had split up and he killed her.
What?
Yeah, he killed her. And the reason he killed her was because he was afraid somebody else would take her away from him.
That's crazy.
Like I said, it's a mental illness, and that's the only way I can look at it.
It is.
It's mental. And
and I've had dreams that Lord was showing me the potential, like he was trying to shoot me. Like he's always using his guns. He has lots of guns, and I think he might have dementia, and he is dangerous. And he always approaches me at night with a flashlight, so I can't record what he's doing with his gun because you have to have evidence, And so, but the Lord showed me in a dream that he's just this, like, potential to just lose it. Like he showed me, I guess for, just to be cautious. At any rate, but there is legal battles going on, and he's. I think it was going on though before that happened. I just wasn't aware of it. Like I had somebody dropping glass in my yard, and I just thought it was a kid. Didn't really give any much thought, But then I find out, when this issue came up with, the road or whatever. Then I found out it was him. And so, yeah, I had no idea, and anyways, but, when we're in a battle, um, there's always a lot of times it's not really about what the specific issues are of that battle, but usually a lot of times it's a much bigger picture. This
Absolutely.
issue has led to so many other issues. Like, for example, I'm tribal, and because I had to get a stalking order, then I found out all this politics going on behind the scenes that a lot of women are potentially in danger because they're trying to make void all the protective orders that non-tribal people are involved in, that VAWA and the president has given these tribes this authority to issue. There's a lot of politics. Then you have county commissioners who are giving away lands to private citizens and investors coming in and stealing land from the public. Just crazy stuff. Like, it just all turns into this bigger picture, and that was where, I'm not a lawyer, but I did go to law school. I have maybe a little bit above average ability to go into court and fight for things. And so, but here's the thing, when you're in the battle, aren't we have the tendency in the flesh to want to win it? You know what I mean? But it's really not about winning, because it's his battle. The outcome's his. You know what I mean? It's just standing up for what's right, regardless of what we think will be the outcome. Just take up your cross and walk.
That's it
So,
exactly. And
yeah.
Faith and Feathers had a question. She says, not changing the subject, but please post to me if you have turkeys. I'm getting some in the spring and I'm clueless. Please help.
What?
Well, turkeys are just big chickens. You just have to have a big space for them. They eat the same food. And, and the ones that we have are extremely docile. They're lovable.
Really? Aww.
Yeah. So they'll eat the chicken feed, and they like getting out in the grass and pecking around.
I'm going to get up and let my dogs back in. I'll be right back.
Okay. And Ace says, I like ham. I do too.
Okay.
I think it's too early for Thanksgiving. I don't. I'm ready to have my Thanksgiving supper. Yeah, I like ham too, but the landlord won't clear me for pigs. Lots of laughs. Bonnie, you always crack me up. But, we have people, as a Christian, we have people that come against us all the time. And it's because we irritate their demons. They know that we're Christian. Just like I can look at a person walking down the street and tell you that they're not saved, or or they are saved. A lot of people that carry demons will have a certain look in their eyes, and you just know it. And I think it's called discernment. It's the word I'm looking for. But yeah, we've had our share of them, I tell you.
Well, I'll definitely pray over your stalker situation, and maybe that person will come to realize that what they're doing is wrong and they need to repent. Because the time is short.
Yeah, because we had invited them over for supper many, many times, and we had another couple that came, and we never treated them any different than the other couple. Never.
Oh.
And that's what it was all about. She felt like she was not being made the queen of the house, I guess. I don't know how else to put it, but Bonnie, I have their golden whatever. They look like the wild turkey, the turkeys that are out in the wild. That's what we have. And I'm not sure that we'll get that same breed again. But, we've gone from one extreme to the other here.
Sorry, I had to get a drink of water. Susan, we've been talking a lot about annoying the crud out of random strangers.
Yeah.
The Jesus in us irritates it does. That's so true. People will just hate you, and you're just like, you don't have to do anything. And you hear people say, oh, it takes two sides for a feud. Actually, no, not always. Sometimes they just hate you when you haven't done anything to them. And that's the demons.
Yeah.
Now, we do sometimes contribute, maybe by our reactions or maybe by not praying for our enemies like we should. I'm
Yeah.
probably guilty of that. So,
Well, all of the disciples talked about, you go and you give the gospel to whomever God leads you to give the gospel to. And if they don't accept it, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to brush the dust off your feet and walk on.
yeah.
Well, I blocked her and
Yeah.
I hated to do it. And I also blocked another lifelong friend because I know that's how she found me, was through my other lifelong friend. I just went ahead and blocked both of them, removed their phone numbers from my phone, no temptations there, and totally 100%. I'm laying them down at the cross because, I've done all I can do humanly possible to be the kind of friend that they would want to have.
Yeah,
And
I don't like it when people are possessive and jealous. They like people, I've seen that like recently. It's like someone's like not letting somebody else join me, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to pray about this. It's like it happens, and even among believers, we should. I don't know. It's just like somebody's like, well, this is my time with this person, and I don't want anybody else to join in, and you know what I mean, and that other person may not feel that same way. They may be perfectly okay for somebody else to join. It's just like not a meeting of the minds. It just
yeah. And see, the thing of it is this friendship has been going on for 53 years.
That's a
53
long time.
years.
That is a long time.
Yeah. And I'm like, really, you're going to throw away a friendship that's been going on that long over some stupid something that's going on in your head because it's not real.
Did you like try to talk to her about what she's doing and like Matthew 18 and like,
I've tried to give the gospel to her for years, and she has just totally, she thinks she's following God, but she's not. And, and I love
God's removing that person from your life.
Yeah, I love her. I love her like a sister, and I've told her that you're like my sister. And it just kind of blew my mind. See, it started when I got the Cavovo, and she sent me a nasty message while I was sick when I was recuperating from Cavovo, and I just kind of didn't respond back. I did not respond back, and I said, I'm not going to respond back. And at that point, I removed her phone number from my phone because I did not want to be tempted to go there and have to hash this out. And then, this past week, this message popped up, and of course I took it down, but I kept a copy of it. And I'm sitting here going, I'm reading this, and I read it over, and I talked to my friends that were at my house at both of those suppers, and they said, you did absolutely nothing. They were all laughing and having fun, and, everybody there got waited on hand and foot because when people come to my house, I serve them because Jesus served us. And so I serve my guests. So there was nothing, that I can think of that I did. But in her mind, she's twisted this around, and see, this is how Satan works. He will twist something and turn it in somebody's mind to make it seem evil to them or wrong to them. And, Satan is always trying to take down our testimony.
Yeah.
And I have, I had to make that decision. And I didn't want to make the decision, but God does remove people from our lives for a reason, just like he puts them in our lives for a reason. And that's just something I've had to learn to live with. It's just not one of those fun things, but it's growing. It's a growing point for me because now I understand, they don't have to like me. Not everybody has to like me. Thank you, Carrie, for coming in. I appreciate it. But, in order to serve God, we have to make decisions. And my decision is he always comes first. God always comes first in my life. and then my family, then my friends, you know, and so forth and so forth. You know, same thing with my country. If my country comes first, and then, you know, my community. You know what I'm saying? It's the same principle. But you got to deal with these people, you know, at some point, and at some point you have to let them go. And I just it really hurt. It really hurt my feelings that day that she did that, and I thought, but I'm not going to express that to her because that was just feeding her demons, and I'm not going to do that. So I made the decision, you know, not to let it continue on. And so now I can talk about it a little bit because, you know, she has been blocked and I can talk about this and get it out of my system. But it was painful, you know, a painful thing to let go of a friendship that had been going on for decades. And then, you know that you didn't do anything wrong, but yet you had this happen.
So, but you told her what she was doing wrong, like. I
have talked to her in a lot of times over the years about things, you know, and she would do something. I'm like, you know, that really just wasn't kosher. That wasn't a good thing. You know, I never came right out and told her point blank, you're doing this wrong, you know, I'm being mean about it. But, you know, I would talk to her and say, well, we need to talk about this. Let's talk about this. And she would tell me what she thought, and I would, you know, we would talk, we would communicate. Well, now, with the climate, the political climate and everything that we're in now, there is no communication going on. You cannot have a two-sided conversation. You can't have both sides communicating. It has to be one or the other. And I'm seeing more and more of this, you know, and even though I know where she stands politically, and this is not political by any means, she's picked up on so much of that, being able to walk over people kind of attitude. And so this was...
Yeah, I agree with triple threat.
Yeah, it was time for her to be let go of.
Yeah. You know, that happens sometimes. It's just, you know, when is enough enough? I mean, you just give them 49, like, you know, 7 times 7. But yeah, I mean, if somebody, you talk to them and they're not even, they just don't stop. They just keep doing the same things over and over, then yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, when you start verbally attacking me on a platform, on a social media platform, but you can't pick up the phone or you can't come to my house and talk to me, you know, she stepped out of bounds at that point. And I, you know, just pretty much was done with it. I was done with it back in January when this happened, or February when I came home from the hospital. I was done. And I had, you know, I haven't had any contact with her. So I've done my part. And
this is my big girl, and she's going to be 13 in March.
She is so pretty.
She's got ethereal cell dysfunction. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
Yeah. Tarsha, you're right. She's out of pocket. And, you know, I told my husband, I said, she's not going to be done with this. I said, because of her mindset, she's not going to be done with this. So y'all be praying a hedge of protection around me.
Yeah, because that's a long time for somebody to be
just like you with your stalker. I mean, this was stalking. There's no other way to put it.
It is. When you've cut contact and you've made that clear, then not accepting that is stepping out of boundaries, and that's becoming obsessive. And you know, but if this person coming up to the entrance of my driveway after being told many times you can't do that, that's just breaking the law. Yeah.
And Tarsha, I am keeping my eyes open and alert. And of course, my dogs do not like them. They have made it clear that they don't like them when they come over. So, and anybody that hits, my house is a half a mile from the main road. Anybody hits that half mile mark, my dogs know it and I don't even have to, I'm alerted in plenty of time.
Yeah.
I mean, poor mail lady gets barked at every time she comes down the road. So, but I guess what I'm trying to say is sometimes you've got to put toxic people out of your life. You have no other choice.
Yeah.
But to properly do it, you have to hand them over to the Lord. And
do it in a way that it's totally in the will of God. But who needs toxic people in their life anyways?
Yeah. I don't. I've got enough of my own stuff.
Right. I've got so much going on.
I've got so much drama in my own life. I don't need anybody else's drama.
Right.
But, I'm telling y'all this because people do this stuff and they're doing it more and more.
Yeah.
And we're seeing all of this. And it is an offspring, I think, of the political climate that we've been in for a long, long time. And I'm not talking about this president, the president before, but it's been going on for years now. And it's coming to a head where it's this way or that way. There's no
on Facebook. That's why I've left.
There's no middle ground anymore to stand on.
It's
there's
like
no communication.
You're on our side or you're my enemy.
Yeah.
And
who needs frenemies? I don't need frenemies.
Right. I know. That's what's irritating about social media is they want to friend you, but they don't even like you. They just want to, you know what I mean? Like, watch what you do. To me, that's just like, that's mental. Like, why you don't come and you want to, like, all these people want to friend me on Facebook. And yet they don't never ever say anything or anything. They just watch me. It's just creepy,
I know.
So I quit accepting friends on Facebook. I'm like, I got about 2,300 and that's quite enough. I have to, you know what I mean? I can't even see what they're doing in the posts anymore.
Right.
Ads, politics. I wanted to see what my friends were doing. I have to go each and every page individually. It's time consuming. So I just quit. I'll let them know. I'll let everybody know. Hey, I'm over here now.
And I missed Tarsha. Tarsha, I missed your live yesterday. And I intend on going. I'm going to mute her for just a second. I missed your live yesterday, but I intend on going back and listening to your live because I enjoy everything that you say. But yes, do one on mental health because it's so, so important for us to be able to handle people like this. And, when you come across somebody that's narcissistic, the best thing you can do is just not say or do anything. And I've had, dealings with this in the past, so I knew that this was something that I had to do. And I severed the relationship. Well, actually, she severed it. I just finalized it. I'm not going to deal with this person anymore. And I'm going to live my life because this is the way the Lord has planned it for me.
Sorry, I had to go look at my security footage because my dogs are barking. It's the sea squirrels. I apologize.
That's okay.
They hear something, they convinced there's something out there. It's like it's on.
I know, mine do it too, and they've done it on this live many, many times.
But these squirrels, they come right up to I have a disability ramp, so anything making movement out there, they can hear it. If they're hopping across my disability ramp to go up the tree, they hear it. Oh my goodness. Because I live out in the country and there's nothing out here. It's just super quiet, so every little noise is like a big deal to them,
Yeah, Bonnie, I left Facebook for many, many reasons. Did she say sea squirrels? No, she didn't say sea squirrels. But yeah, I've had family turn against me too. Aunts. I was like, my aunts? Really? And it was over politics. And I've called and talked to I've got one aunt that I talked to, one of my dad's sisters. Actually, Daddy's got 2 sisters and a brother that's still living out of 8 children. And I I talk to one of the sisters. The other sister I can't talk to. I mean, it's just like as soon as she gets on the phone with me, she is putting me down. And I don't need to be put down. I already know what I'm doing right or wrong. You know, I'm not a little child anymore.
Got a little body. You're not bad. Tell.
Missy has sea squirrels. She needs bigger doggies with flippers. Thankfully, we don't have squirrels here on our property. Now, I did see a squirrel in my yard the other day, and I was really shocked to even see it. We've been here almost 10 years, and I have yet to see a squirrel in my yard. They hang out at the park. They've got more trees to jump in. I don't have any acorns or anything like that for them to even want. So we don't get the squirrels in our yard, but the dogs bark at the birds and they bark at the rabbits and anything else that moves out in the yard.
There was another miracle that I witnessed. I don't remember if I told it or not. Did I tell you about the lady who was colorblind?
No.
Okay. So there was a friend of mine. It's very rare for a woman to be 100% colorblind. It's like 1% of the population. So it was very, very rare. But she was 100% colorblind. She always had to have help with sorting her colors and couldn't even cook or, because you can't tell the color meat when it's done. And just a lot of different things I didn't really know about colorblindness until I knew her. But so one day, I'd asked her to come pray with me. She was cooking dinner and so she stopped what she was doing. And so we were praying and her knees started hurting. So I prayed over her knees and I just, pleaded the blood of Jesus over her whole body. And then, she's like, how sometimes you're praying and she like opened her eyes and she started freaking out. It's like, oh my gosh, I won't know, what. And so she says, that's not black. That's not gray. And she was seeing colors for the first time in her life.
Oh my goodness.
And I was just like stunned, and that was it's like a treasure to witness something like that. Have you ever seen these videos where they put these special glasses on and they see color for the first time?
Yeah.
I cried. I'm just like, she was seeing color without glasses for the first time in her life.
See, my dad was colorblind.
And it was going to the library with her and opening up art books and seeing all the many colors for the first time in her life, seeing the color of her eyes for the first time in her life and all the different speckles, and just amazing, that God still does stuff like that. But, sometimes there's miracles, sometimes they're not. It reminds me of that movie called Breakthrough. Have you seen it?
Mm-mm.
It was in movie theaters. Breakthrough. Oh my goodness. If you have not seen that movie, it's a true story about this kid who drowned. Okay. And that journey of what happened after he drowned. Finding him was a miracle. There's just total angels involved. And it just, I don't want to tell, I'll just tell you, if you do watch it, my favorite scene of that movie is the snowflake scene, when the snowflake falls down and she's crying out to God about his sovereign, and she was trying to decide whether or not she's going to let go because everything going on with this recovery with somebody has brain injury because of something like losing oxygen. It's a miracle story. It's just phenomenal. And without talking about a lot of the movie without giving it away, but there's a lot of really deep issues about God's sovereignty in that movie, and it's a true story.
Amen. Amen.
So, yeah. So that is a really, really good movie. That is a Christian movie that made it into the movie theaters, right? And I think Kirk Franklin was involved. He was there's a lot of music scenes in there, and he was in the background, behind the scenes, involved in a lot of the music that went into the movie. Really good production. Good movie. I watched it twice. I bought the movie. I saw the movie theater and then I bought the movie. So, yeah. It's a good movie.
Dad was colorblind, and my dad drove for years colorblind. Didn't know he was
100%.
colorblind he just thought red and green were just different shades of blue and orange. He could see those colors. He couldn't see, the red and green. So he went through a town and they had the, stoplights this way. Well, the stoplight was crossways, and he didn't know which one was which. And he went through a red light, and of course, he got a ticket for it, and they were going to pull his license. So he went to the sheriff's department and talked to a friend of his, and they got the judge to allow him to continue to drive as long as he didn't drive through towns with those lights going this way.
Oh no! Wow.
So he had to go get relicensed and everything. He was so embarrassed by it.
Why do they have lights like that go sideways?
I have no idea, but
I don't think I've ever seen those.
it's very, very seldom anymore. I think you see them like that.
So which
Hi,
one's on the
Huga.
left? The green or the red?
I don't know. I haven't seen one. Huga, welcome in.
I'm gonna go let my dogs back in. I'm out there. Oh,
But, but my dad was an upholsterer, y'all, and he would take the fabric samples to people's homes, and they would ask him to help them pick out colors, and my dad can't see the colors, So I went with him a few times, and they were looking for something in one color, and my dad was picking out everything in the book that was a different color than what they were saying. And I'm like, Daddy, that's not the right color, because he didn't tell me. He didn't tell me he was colorblind. And so finally I said, Daddy, let me see the book. And so I picked out some fabrics for the people to look at out of the upholstery book. And they told him, you need to bring her with you more often because she knows her colors.
Yeah,
but Daddy was so embarrassed when we left there because he did not know the colors, of what he was upholstering furniture with. And Daddy was a perfectionist when it came to upholstery. So, that was really hard on him. And it was just so funny. And I told him, I said, I had to laugh about it. I said, Daddy, why didn't you tell me you were colorblind? I could have taken over. But my dad was so smart, y'all. He could do his math in his head. He never had to have a pen and paper to do math. And he would look at a piece of furniture and he would do a couple of measurements and he would tell him how much yardage of fabric it was going to be and how much that was going to cost and how much it was going to cost in hours, for his work. And, it was just great. And I'm like, Daddy, you're so smart with other things. God does give us gifts, and that was his gift. He could do that math in his head. It was amazing. And I remember when I was a kid, I had to draw a cow.
A cow?
A cow for a school project, and I could not get this cow to come out on paper. I could see it in my mind, but I couldn't get it on paper. And finally, I went over there. I said, Daddy, I can't do this. Can you draw me a cow? And he sat there, and he'd never drawn anything in his life, and he drew a cow. I like, how in the world can you do that?
That's awesome. Aw.
But, practice makes perfect. I can draw a cow now, but I couldn't back then. I was like, I don't know how I can
saw
do
on this video. If animals look like what kids' pictures were, and then they Photoshop cows to look like pictures that kids draw, is hilarious. I think I saved that video. Yeah. Anyways.
Well, I paint funky chickens now. I have to do that one day. I haven't done any in a long time. But I paint funky chickens. And I've got an idea that I saw in a restaurant down in Memphis, and they had taken plywood and they had cut out chickens in all different shapes with the wings out and the wings in and different ways, and they put jewels all over them. And I thought, well, that's just really fun.
I'm not out of my mind. They just look at me like I'll be talking, I'll be doing a video and I'm live streaming, and they don't hear anything. They're just like, like, see, look, honey, There's a person.
baby.
There's really a person in that computer.
Hey,
See? I want to see up front. See, there's a person in there.
hey,
There's really
hey.
a person in there, baby.
How
I
are
didn't put it
you?
on mine. See, there's you in there too.
Look at
Oh,
there.
I don't wish they could talk.
She's like, who's that dog? I see someone that looks like me. My dogs do the same thing. I'll be doing a video and they're looking at me all crooked, like, what is she doing? Why is she talking to herself? It's
My
funny.
other girl, she'll come up here and she'll watch movies with me.
Now-
Literally watch the movies.
Yeah, our Jack Weenie, the little female dog, she likes watching TV. She'll sit back in the chair like a human, just laid back and just sitting there watching. The little Jack Russell, he's over there sleeping, or he's looking at her kind of cockeyed, like, what in the world is she doing?
They had this movie for dogs event as a fundraiser. I can't remember where it was, but it was in my series. Did you know Uncommonly Known Facts? And so they broke a world record on the amount of dogs at a movie event. And literally the dogs went there and were watching movies. And I'm just like, I don't know how they can get them to sit still for that long. But apparently it was I'd have loved to gone just to sit there and watch a bunch of dogs watching a movie together. There was like, I think it was like 121.
Wow.
But she broke the record. Like I think Portugal or Brazil, one of those countries had an event like that. Just a whole bunch of dogs sitting there watching a movie together. Like, that's a trip. Right?
That's awesome.
Yes, but it was a fundraiser. And so anyways, I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah.
Well, everybody, I'm going to close out at the 2-hour mark. We've got about 9 minutes left because I've got things to do. I know y'all do, and I do appreciate everybody being here.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed my guests today, Quiet Listener and Missy. I really did enjoy that.
I'm
Missy.
so glad I finally made it. I kept missing yours. I had appointments or whatever, and I kept missing. I was like, darn, I want to be a part of it.
Yeah. And Missy is such a fun channel, y'all. If you haven't hooked up with her, you need to go hook up with her because she does a lot of interesting and fun stuff on her channel.
I've got giveaways if you're interested.
Yeah, she's giving away a lot of stuff. As a matter of fact, I won some prizes. I won a beautiful scarf made by Missy, and I got an ink pen and a little thing to put on the back of the phone to hold the phone with. So I'm really excited about that.
Yay.
Yeah, I like winning prizes too.
I won my first giveaway ever. And so I was really Trisha's Creative Treasures. I won it from her channel. She had a secret giveaway. And so I was happy about that. But yeah, so I've got the Robux doing Sunday, and then November 2nd at 7, I'll be giving away the debit card and the Walmart card. So, but I'm uploading videos with clue words in the title so people can get extra entries, like up to 100 extra entries on the debit card. And I just randomly drop secret giveaways words for the Walmart gift card. So,
Yeah.
And by the way, while you're all here, I've been thinking of doing YouTube bingo. And so there's one channel, Liz Crochet More. She calls it something else, but I love, so what I was going to do is like people would just give their numbers, and then I'm like, I'm going to try doing it once a month, and for like gift cards, and then people come and participate, and then I'll give also extra entries for my debit card, trying to get more traffic to those giveaways too. So yeah, and just bring more people. But my thing about doing live streams, from what I understand, is you don't get the public watch time while you're doing live streams. So I was doing a bunch of live streams, but I'm really focusing on getting video on demand watch time. And so, but I thought bingo would be fun, especially with, it'd be just open to everybody, but especially like fellow crafters and stuff. So
yeah,
it won't be just yarny stuff though, but I'm for gift cards, because sending things in the mail, oh my gosh, the shipping, and I do have a PayPal button on my channel. So I thought, well, here's another thing. I don't know if they don't have to pay to play, but if they want to like tip and make the kitty bigger of what they're winning, like I would put in a certain amount for the gift card, and then, if people contribute to the tip jar, then it'll make the amount bigger. I guess that's okay to do that, right?
I would think so.
Yeah.
Corky, I appreciate you being here. And Bonnie wants to know what I'm having for
Thank
supper.
you, Faith and Feathers.
I'm not cooking tonight, y'all. My husband's going to get Chinese food.
Woo! I love me some Chinese food. You go,
I
girl.
do too. So we're going to have some fried wontons, some beef
Yum.
fried rice, and he's going to have some kind of beef something. I don't know, but
Yummy, yummy. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I like those wontons. I have Korean wontons in my freezer right now.
yeah. And Nora, I believe in premonitions too, and to trust your instinct. Absolutely.
Yeah.
God gave it to us for a reason.
We have discernment gifts, literally discernment gifts. It's a gift of the Holy Spirit.
Yes,
Discernment.
it is.
So
Bonnie says she's on her way.
I know. I wish he was closer. One of my crochet subscribers and fellow friends is moving to my state. So we're gonna do a meetup, crafter meetup. We have no crafter anything where I live. There's no stores in my town or the one next to me that even sells yarn. So I would like to get a crafter thing going, but
Hey,
Anyways.
Sweeties Creek Farm, thank you for coming in. I want to thank my moderators. Y'all rock. You really do. I appreciate y'all being out there. Missy, if you need a moderator on your channel for anything,
I have to figure out how to use StreamYard. I tried it after the last time I came up on your panel. It's the first time I ever went in a group live. And so I said, I want to do that. So I went and got an account with StreamYard and I did a video, I did a live stream, but it didn't, I connected my YouTube channel and everything, but it didn't connect. And I think that what the issue is, I think that there's an issue with my Google account because my Google account somehow has been separated. Like I can't do my Google ads to sponsor my videos like I used to. And I can't access the movies that I bought because my account's been branded. I have a brand account and I don't remember doing that, but somehow or another, I can't connect the two Gmails together. So when I call Google, like they weren't answering the phone because of whatever you want to call it, which I used the C word on my community tab like 100 times. I don't, just like, you have to see that post.
Well, we got an update on Hilda. Hilda's thanking everybody for their prayers, and we appreciate that, Nora, for you doing that. And Bonnie wants to know what state, Missy. What state are you from?
I'm in Oklahoma. I'm Southeast Oklahoma.
She's
I'm
an
right
Okie.
like Eufaula.
She's an Okie, y'all.
I'm an Okie from Muskogee. No, I'm a country girl. I am. And thank you all for prayers for my baby girl. And she says, mwah. And also thank you for prayers for my spine. I'm facing, another surgery and I don't want to lose more discs. So I'm hoping that, I think it's a nerve. All my discs in my neck are bad, like all of them. And then surgeons looking at, this is going to be more than a one disc kind of surgery. So we're going to try to prolong this as possible. I'm just I don't really want to lose any more discs. So I'm hoping and praying that we get an MRN done. It's a very uncommonly done MRI that costs a little bit more. So I'm hoping and praying to get the nerve test done, because if it's a nerve, they have minimally invasive techniques they can do. I don't want to just go after my disc because they're bad. But the neck is a very serious area because it feeds all your organs. And so, I have to figure out what's the best route to go. So I'm seeing a second surgeon, get a second opinion. And the doctor I spoke to earlier when I had to leave to take a phone call is going to refer me to that surgeon. It's the surgeon who referred me out to the Barrow Brain and Spine Institute in Arizona, who had the most advanced procedures when they did my upper back. My spinal cord is displaced. And so they all up on the most advanced things. And so I'm so thankful to have her give that referral and just pray that, I can get that test and the best decision on what kind of surgery to do and protection of my neck to keep this disease from progressing more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank
Well,
you.
Missy, you're going to have to make videos when you're recuperating just so you can keep your channel going.
Well, listen, that's what I was going to do. And that's where I fell off the face of YouTube. When you can look back, and I think I set it to private or whatever, but I did a video and I was talking about all the stuff. It was an ordeal, though. It was such an ordeal when I had this spinal cord displacement. And I ended up having to see 5 surgeons, and it was just such an ordeal. And so I was going to document. I did videos while I was in the hospital, ended up being in hospital for 2 weeks instead of 3 days. Then I went to spinal rehab facility. And then when I came home and I had them coming in and out of my house, I did do some videos where I had to relearn to walk, and just basically my progress and my balance and all that. But then what happened is while I was recovering from that surgery, then I had to have a foot surgery, and then another foot surgery. And then I ended up having 3 abdominal surgeries. It was just like, what the heck? And so then I just kind of fell off. I was just like, gosh, it was just so much. And so.
Yeah, it's really hard. And sometimes if you do some videos, if you know you're going to be out for surgery, do you up some videos and set them up on dates to come out on certain days.
Yeah.
So that you'll have a little window of time that you don't have to worry about.
Yeah.
But we really will be praying for you, Missy, because I don't want to go through another surgery myself.
Yeah, I know.
So
it just seemed like it was just such a battle, and I wasn't depressed, but it was just like, it wasn't so much that I had to go through surgeries, but wrangling with the VA, that was my issue.
Yeah.
So
Bonnie has said it all. At my mansion after the wedding supper, y'all are invited for a cheesecake dance party. Yay for glorified bodies. Absolutely.
Is that it? My favorite song is Hallelujah Square.
Oh yeah.
You like that song?
I do.
Yeah.
There are so many songs that just touch me. And I've got tons and tons of gospel quartets. And I'm so excited, y'all. I won a CD from Vineyard Chicks.
All right.
So I'm waiting for that to come in. I'm real excited to get that. And it's a gospel Christmas CD. So I'll be listening to them.
All right.
So I had to put the plug in for the Vineyard Chicks because they're sweet young ladies.
I sing that song, Hallelujah Square. I think it's on one of my videos somewhere.
Yeah.
In my playlist, I sing that song at church.
Yeah. But I have been blessed. Speaking of gospel music, I have been blessed by meeting a lot of gospel groups down here in the South.
All
I
right.
met Squire Parsons several times.
Cool.
And he is the sweetest man in the world. And his music is just phenomenal. And he's written, so many songs, just amazes me that God just keeps giving him music over and over again. But he had cancer a few years ago.
Oh.
Who else? The piano player for Elvis, Jerry Lee
Really?
Lewis, I think is his name.
Wow.
Him and another man had a duo or a duet that they did. He played the piano, and the other guy it was called the Low Note Duet, and the other guy sings bass, and it's just amazing. Yeah, the cathedrals are great. I love the cathedrals, but Squire Parsons, y'all, I can't say enough for that man. He was just totally amazing. And
I love bluegrass gospel.
I do too.
Love it.
When we go down to Amish country on Saturdays about 8 a.m., we can listen to bluegrass on the radio station. We don't get much bluegrass any other time, but when I was a kid, we would go to the bluegrass fall.
McCarney's, yeah.
Well, it was a little town called Lucy in Lucy, Tennessee, and we would go to listen to the bluegrass, and I absolutely fell in love with the music. And I play the dulcimer. I don't play it well, but I play a dulcimer.
Yeah, the dulcimer too.
And I've got to get it. I've got to restring it because I broke a string on it. I've been kind of like I'm not gonna mess with it right now because I'm mad because I broke the string on it.
That's all
But
right.
I've learned 1 or 2 songs on it. I can pick it out. And
It's on now, Susan. Not right now, but I'm just saying it's on now, girlfriend.
oh boy, she plays the dulcimer. You play the guitar
I
too?
can't play the guitar anymore because of my upper back. I do fiddle with it sometimes, but I used to go in the nursing home before, you can't anymore. But That's so cool. You play the dulcimer. Really? Okay. So can we gig it sometime?
Yeah, we
When I
don't.
was married.
We'll have to go
Together,
into
and I
StreamYard and practice together. Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, I wanted the mother of pearl inlay design, and it's got my name on the back when I had my married name. But he put the kit together. We got a kit. We got this in Colorado. It's a kit, and he put it together, and I did the finishing.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah.
My
And then
husband
I set
surprised
my
me.
face with
My
hammer
husband
paint.
surprised me with mine. I was really, really shocked that he bought the instrument for me because I want a mandolin. I haven't gotten a
Ooh,
mandolin
nice.
yet.
You won one?
No, I want a mandolin.
Oh, you want one? Oh.
I also have a fiddle that I can't play because it's.
You play the
it needs to
fiddle?
be- I don't play.
Oh.
I have one. It needs to be fixed. It's an antique.
How cool is that?
So, oh, Bonnie plays the dulcimer too. How about that?
Uh-oh. We got another dulcimer in the house.
We can have a band going on now.
Uh-oh. My dad gave me this years ago.
She also plays the tin whistle.
That's
That's
it.
gorgeous.
Oh, did you see? So I had the Judy harp. My friend has a Judy harp. She's got all kinds of instruments together. We'll have to get her in here too. But she's got a severely autistic child, and so she kind of has her hands full. But she does a lot. She has several instruments, and she brought me the Judy harp.
Yeah,
Really easy, pretty instrument to play.
yeah.
And I did a video of that. But then, have you ever seen the Singing Straws?
No, I've never seen that one.
Well, it's kind of a clowny thing to do, but yeah, the Singing Straws. Like I actually played Amazing Grace with the Singing Straws, just being goofy. Like I like those bands where they play the spoons and anything you could play, break it out, But yeah, I was in one of my videos. I was singing through Amazing. You just basically breathe. It's wild though. You breathe the tune. You just breathe it.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's kind of cool. But
Well,
the
my
Judy
brother-
Garland and Dulcimer, yeah, we got to get together. Who's
Yeah.
got the banjos? Somebody got a banjo? Somebody got a
my
banjo?
brother is the one that's musically inclined in our family.
All right.
I was a child. My mom and dad paid for my piano lessons, y'all. I still can't play the piano.
Oh,
My brother came over and I showed him the chords and stuff, and he got on there and he'd start playing music, and I'm like, this ain't right. But he travels with Luke Bryan. He's their drum technician. So
okay.
I'm real proud of my big brother.
All
But
right.
he was also the one that was smart in school. He never had to read anything. He just knew it. he was just
Cool.
he was just too smart for his own britches.
Aw. So I'm gonna
Okay.
borrow my friend's Judy harp. Since there's already 2 dulcimer players in here, I'll break out the Judy harp, and you guys break out your dulcimers. And all we need is a banjo and fiddle, and we got ourselves an orchestra.
Amen.
Whatever, mountain music, whatever.
Yeah. Bonnie says Miss Susan plays the tater bug. Missy plays the guitar. It's a band in the making.
That's right. That's right. Let's give ourselves a name.
Faith and Feather says, goodness, stop my heart if someone plays the banjo or the fiddle.
Right.
I knew a guy down in Memphis. He worked for Liberty Land
What?
years ago, and I cannot remember his name, but he didn't have a thumb, but he played the banjo. And man, he could play that banjo like no tomorrow.
Oh man, I love it.
And all the girls, including me, were just gaga over him.
So cool.
Yeah. But I'm all for a good, home band, jug playing, whatever.
Ukulele. You need one of those too. Ukuleles are a nice little instrument.
Yeah, they are. But I played the trumpet.
Do
I
you?
play- Well, I did years ago. I played the trumpet in high school. I played the Tiffany. I played the drums. I played
All right.
the xylophone. And my band instructor wanted me to lead the band, I forget what majorette, because I have an ear. I can tell you the notes, or I used to be able to.
Yeah, I can't read music. I just remember.
Can't sing a lick.
Uh,
I try, but I can't say. I'm not a vocalist. But
my favorite drummer is Duncan Phillips. Have you ever seen him play? He does this. He spins.
oh, really?
Yeah, he's a Christian musician, and yeah, he gets on this big, huge, round platform thing, and he plays upside down. It's the craziest
Oh my
thing.
goodness.
Yeah,
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about now. Yeah.
yeah.
Bonnie said,
You can hum, girlfriend. You can
Yeah.
hum. We need hummers too.
you can play the comb. We'll give you a piece of wax paper and a comb. You can play that.
Hey, humming makes nice for adding to choirs. I mean,
Oh yeah. Well, I like listen to guys make their own music, and you would think they were actually playing an instrument.
right? Yeah.
I
Like
think that's just
this?
the coolest thing in the world. But Bonnie said, I told Michael if he dumps me, I'm getting a fiddler. Yeah, Tarsha, you can direct the music too.
There you go.
Yeah, you can lead the music. But we'll come up with something fun. I think we'll have to practice though, but we can go into my test page on StreamYard, and we can practice together without being out. Yeah, without doing it live
Right.
first, so we can practice.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So we'll plan that, but I've got to get my dulcimer.
Oh, I'm gonna have to bring Julie up in here. Julie, my friends, we used to go to nursing home sing together. They have beautiful voices. Oh my gosh, her friend Kelly has a voice that should be on records, but he's just this humble guy. But I think I don't have him on here, but I mean, beautiful voice. But anyways, but they harmonize really good. I'll bring them up in here for the singers. Yeah, we'll seriously get us.
Tarsha,
Yeah, we'll
don't
seriously
you have
get
to know how to read music to direct? No. You just tap your foot along, just do this.
if you can feel the rhythm and keep the rhythm in the right beat or whatever, yeah. Right.
We could have a lot of fun with that, I think.
Oh my goodness.
But I don't sing anymore. Now my youngest daughter has got a beautiful voice for singing. And I was hoping we got her, we recorded one of her songs, but she let it fall through and didn't follow up on it. And I spent a lot of money on that record.
You did what now? You
Spent a lot of money on making her a record,
like an
Yeah.
actual record,
an actual record.
like the vinyl records.
Yeah, but they were CDs back then.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. I used to make instrumental tunes, if you will, with software. They had some really good software a few years back, and they kind of closed down shop. But I made some tunes, and I don't know if I have them on I think a couple of them I do, but I made some. You would create the notes. You compose the notes, and all the instruments that you want to use are right there. And so you put all them instruments together based on the melody that you create, and you can create literally an orchestra.
Wow.
You can create.
I do have a scrub board I can play.
What is it now?
A scrub board.
Yes, spoon. We need some spoon players up in here.
Yeah. Hey,
Spoon.
Tarsha, you can play spoons. All you
Yeah.
gotta do is tap them together.
Hillbilly, bluegrass, mountain folk kind of gig. That's right. The gigger. We'll call it the gigger girls. We'll be gigging.
Gigger girls.
Gigger girls. Giggling gigger girls.
Giggling girls is more like it.
Yeah, no, giggling gigger girls. The GGG. Giggling gigger girls. Say that 10 times real fast. Giggling gigger girls.
Well, I hope everybody has
Giggling
enjoyed
and
this
giggling.
today. I have okay. You can play
Tambourine, there you
tambourine.
go.
Yeah, there you go. We'll do tambourine.
Cowboy spoons, tambourine. That's right.
We can
Bring
play
it on.
comb.
What is it?
The
The
comb.
comb?
Yeah.
Right. There you go. Yeah. What is that one thing called? It's like a metal piece, and you just go.
I don't know what it's called, but it's
You know what I'm talking
cool.
about? Yeah,
Yeah.
one of those little metal fork thing.
Yeah.
Used to mess that up in church. Aw.
Yeah. It don't matter. It's all for the Lord anyways.
That's right. We're having fun. We're praising him. And he'll
Look,
take
the
me
Bible
where
says make a
Just have
joyful
to do that.
noise. The Bible says make a joyful noise.
That's
It doesn't
right.
say you have to do it in tune.
even if you're a little off, he'll be like, well, it's in the heart. So I take it. Right. That's right.
Bonnie said, my two sisters and I have a group called the Slinging
Slinging
Saliva
Saliva
Sisters.
Wow. That's funny.
Hey, the Jewish Redneck Prepper, welcome in. Welcome in. We're just having a little fun here at the end of the show.
Yeah. Giggling girls. We're going to be gigging and giggling. I'm going to have to be looking for one of those little things now. Those
Yeah, the little,
fork thing.
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Well, I don't see too many people playing those anymore, but that used to be a thing.
Yeah,
Back
now
in the
I only
70s.
played one or two songs. I have no talent whatsoever.
Well, I just do the chords, I'm not
Yeah,
like proficient. at
yeah.
it.
I was trying to learn it. I just haven't really been picking it up. Been too busy for one. But I need to get back into it because music is really good for your brain.
It is. And it's therapeutic as well.
Yeah.
We were created to, whether or not we have specific talent for, singing, or there's always something that we can do to contribute to the musical sounds, even if humming, we're created for that. We were created to praise God and
Absolutely.
and it says all kinds of instruments, and even if it's clapping, some people are really good at, the rhythm clapping and stuff, clapping, snapping,
I don't
humming.
even clap. I don't even clap on rhythm. Yeah. I get told all the time. I said, look, I spent time in the Pentecostal church for a while and they clap off beat anyway. Their clap is different than a Baptist. I'm a Southern
Yeah.
Baptist. We clap like this. We don't have any.
Well, I used to sing in a choir, and it was 90% soul sisters, if you will. And we would sway, clapping, swaying, a whole lot of swaying and singing, girlfriend, a whole lot of swaying and singing. Yeah. I love that. Then I sang in a contemporary group, we would read music and stuff, but I think I really liked the, Mariah Jackson type music.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Eye on the Sparrow, that kind of stuff, just singing from the soul. But I like Jesus Build a Fence. I like even instrumental music,
Oh yeah.
just beautiful, relaxing music or fun music. That hillbilly stuff though, I love that with the spoons and all this other stuff we're talking about.
Yeah. The Jewish Redneck Prepper says they play 30 musical instruments.
Who?
That's awesome. The
Who?
Jewish Redneck Prepper.
Really? Wow.
That's
30?
awesome.
Get the heck out of that's awesome. That's what I'm talking about. Right.
They're talking about your dimples on here. They Tarsha said she loves your dimples, and Bonnie said you're cuter than a box full of collie puppies.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I have a funny story to tell you about my dimples. I was such a brat when I was a kid. So my mom put me in, I don't remember it, but she told me about it. So I'm just assuming she's telling the truth. So she put me in a beauty pageant. I was like 18 months old, and I had these fat little cheeks, these little dimples. And so the lady grabbed me and pinched and I slapped her. And this is after I won.
Now we gotta have
my dimples when I was a kid. So when I was 18 months, no boundaries. So I was 18, and I guess 18 months old, and I was already, I guess, a toddler and tired of being up on that stage. And they put this thing over me, and then she was, I said, poop.
We're gonna have a clogger in this bunch too.
Do what now?
We gotta have a clogger in this bunch too now.
Give a what now?
A clogger. Somebody that clogs, they
Oh my
dance
gosh.
on the board.
Yes. What now? Oh my gosh. Wow. My husband years ago, they had this was in, I think, Colorado. There was a group. You know how they have these singing telegrams back when it was a thing back in the 90s? He ordered cloggers for Valentine's Day for me. These
Oh, wow.
people came and clogged for a Valentine's telegram. Or, well, you know, when people arrive and they do something or another for a special gift, sing or dance, they clogged. They literally clogged. Clogging was a thing. But I don't see people doing that. But yeah, anybody clog? Anybody clog? Cloggers? Anyone? 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 Yeah.
Bonnie
Ooh,
says,
you Tarsha clog?
yeah. Come on,
Yeah,
Tarsha, you can be in
cool,
on
too.
this. But Jewish Redneck Prepper says loves Jewish bluegrass music.
Yeah. There
Hey,
you go. Oh,
you go.
yes. Ah, I love it. I love Davidic music too. Um, oh yeah. So, oh, and harmonica. I think you
Yeah.
mentioned that already, though. Harmonica.
Yep.
There are so many. Look, one time for Christmas time, I gathered all the unique instruments that I could find on YouTube, and I had like over 200 videos. I mean, there were people who were making instruments out of broccoli and vegetables, and stalks of vegetables. Just all. I mean, there was so many different unique instruments, but there was a lot of little ones. It was just amazing the amount of instruments there are. So I'll have to go looking for some little unique things,
Yeah.
instruments that you can buy that are really easy. Like there's this one, it's like a little square thing, and it has these little metal things on them, and you like kind of sort of like an xylophone, where you just kind of, they have a really rich, deep sound to it. They've got little metal strips, and then you like do like that. You kind of press on them and pluck them, and they make like this kind of sort of like that thing you play in your mouth that we talked about earlier. where you
Yeah.
hum and make it vibrate, but it was kind of like that. But there's all kinds of instruments.
The Jewish Redneck Prepper says he wants to learn to play the bagpipes. There is a
Ooh.
channel on YouTube that I absolutely love, and I have to go find it. Now I'm going to have to go find it.
And finger piano or whatever. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So those are cool too. And what do they call those? The accordions. They have little accordions that you can play. It's called Frantic Feathers. I believe the lady plays bagpipes. It was so fun. Cool. Yes.
It's called
Really beautiful.
a band called Clandonia. You have to go watch these guys. They are amazing.
Okay.
It's just drums and bagpipes. But let me tell you, I get a thrill out of men wearing skirts after watching.
That's funny. My dad was in the Navy. They lived in Scotland, and he wore the kilt.
Let's see if I can get my phone in the right spot where you can see. Hang on. It went to, where'd it go? Turned my phone around and lost it. Hang on. I'll do it again. Find Clandonia on here. I'm going to turn this up. It's probably going to echo.
Uh-oh. Oh, nice.
Try to get in the right spot.
Oh, he put the drums going too.
They're called Clandonia, y'all. Go check them out.
Clandonia. All right.
They are awesome. I mean, I just absolutely have a fit every time I see them. I had to turn it off though. I would go to Scotland to watch that. I really, really would, just to watch them do their thing, because they're street players. But they are awesome. I was like, I got Scottish roots somewhere in there.
Yeah. Oh, and another thing is like the Native American wind instruments too. Really pretty wind instruments.
Oh yeah.
kind of like they're kind of like bamboo type flute.
Now, Quiet Listener does a flute on her channel on Sundays.
Who?
Quiet Listener does a flute on Sundays on her channel. And let's see. I know I wrote it down.
Your mother's side were McDougal's of the McDougal clan. Okay, cool.
7 p.m. Pacific time. So anyway, y'all, we're going to have to get off here. We've been on here for 2.5 hours almost.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Time
I don't know
goes
how long I've
quick
been
when you're
here.
having fun.
Yeah, it's always fun hanging out with you, Susan. And
But I really enjoyed having you on here, Missy. I hope you come back and do this more often.
yeah, I'm sorry I've been missing you. I just got physical therapy, and they've been changing my appointments and stuff around. And
Hey, Candy Dudette, I didn't see you come in, but welcome in, honey. I am planning on doing some chicken and dumplings, y'all.
killing me.
So I want this video to go viral so I don't have to work so hard.
Yeah.
I'm waiting
Really, you almost have to, have like 20 to 30 hours per day to make that quota.
I know it. It's crazy.
It really is. And I'm grinding, man. I'm grinding. I'm really doing all that I can. Right now, I'm making close to what I need to be making to get it. But I'm just so low because I had to start from zero. I have all the subscribers I need. If I could just get, really and truly, you really need somebody, about 200 or 300 people watching a 20-minute video.
Yeah.
2 or 3 times a week, So, I'm putting out videos every day.
That's me. I'm putting them out every day too. But, yeah, I am definitely doing chicken and dumplings, and I'm hoping it will go viral because I need something to go viral. Yeah.
Yeah. When you get people, watching your videos and you get a couple hundred of them that are just, it'll go up, and then my problem is this, like I'm doing my live streams and then I'll see they're sending false data to the algorithm. Like I've showed that in a video where I have multiple live streams, plenty of people chatting in the live streams, and they'll say at the end 0 chat rate, and that hurts your algorithm. And I've noticed what happens after I do that, then my visibility goes down.
Yeah, but they don't put how many people. It takes at least 2 days for your hours to show up on your live streams. And you have to hunt for it. When you click on the analytics under that video, you have to go up on the right-hand side of the page and click lifetime on it to actually find your hours.
Yeah, okay, but the hours, they're not giving public watch time hours to live streams anymore while they're live. And what makes me mad is because vidIQ confronted YouTube about that, because on their website it just says that videos not converted are not counted. But they were like, well, why I'm not getting the watch time? So they went to YouTube team and they did a post, and I shared that post, and they clarified it, and they said videos not yet converted do not. So those views that are not yet converted don't count. When they changed that, when they went to and took everybody's unlisted time, didn't even they made it retroactive when they changed the unlisted thing recently, and they made it retroactive where a bunch of people lost their unlisted stuff. And so a lot of people think that they're getting the watch time, but there's 2 watch times. That on the monetized page there's a public watch time, and then your total watch time is a different number. It's your not public and your public together. And so when I found that out, that's why my time wasn't going up. And so that they didn't clarify it on the web page, YouTube web page, but they clarified it on that platform. And they need to really make it clear so that everybody understands that they're not going to get public watch time while it's live. And that's why I have quit doing as many live streams as I was. It's still, I'm still getting the views after it converts.
Right.
But plus you do get you meet more people to come to your channel, so they are very helpful. But I feel like this, if they're making money off of your live streams, like people are doing things that they can put ads on, like for example, my Roblox, if I'm live streaming Roblox, they're putting ads on my live streams if it's a Roblox live stream. Like, they're going to make money off it. So why can't we at least get public watch time hours? So I was trying to get everybody to get together to try to petition YouTube to please give us, at least give us public watch time back when it's live, if it's something that they could put ads on. You know what I mean? But I guess a lot of people were abusing the live streams to try to get public watch time hours out of it. It's not something that they can put ads on. So they went icky picky on it, and anyways. But did you all know that Facebook started paying people with the reels, like the shorts that YouTube's doing?
Yeah, they're starting to do that.
My friend messaged me. She had literally just did like 4 reels, and she sent me a receipt in a private message. I've known her my whole life since I was a kid, and she got paid like $46 on, and she didn't have much any activity on it, or in her business page or whatever. So I'm seeing probably a lot of people are going to flock there. I'm thinking about starting up some reels over there if I can just tolerate dealing with politics over there. But I mean, I already do a lot of short videos anyways.
Right. I want everybody to go over to Fanatic Connecting Guru. He's live now, and I don't know how long he's Fanatic Connecting Guru. He's one of our channels that comes here, and he's very supportive of other channels. Go there and connect with him. And I'm going to cut this short. Missy, I can tell your neck's bothering you. You need to rest, and I do too.
I have to lay down. Yeah.
Thank you, ladies, for staying around. Thank you, gentlemen, for hanging around. Hit the thumbs up on the way out if you haven't already hit it. I appreciate y'all, and y'all make sure.
Giveaway, shout out now.
Yeah. Go visit Missy. Go visit Triple Threat. Go visit Faith and Feathers. She needs friends over there.
Yeah, I think I'm subscribed to everybody that's already here because I'm always throwing yarn. So I think I've already yarned you.
Yeah. You're a yarn of a gal.
Oh my God. Yeah. So whoever asked for that tutorial, I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna work on that.
Well, thank you, everyone, for coming. I love you, but Jesus Christ loves you more, from the top of your head to the soles of your feet and everything in between. Be blessed. Thank you,
everybody.
You can hang around, and we'll just get off the broadcast for a minute.
I gotta go potty.
Okay. Well, then go potty.